Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, wonderful viewers that are watching, and then Assalamu alaikum to all of you. This is the Youth Bantaba show live here on Gambian Talent Promotion, as we always do it every Friday here from the hours of 12 to 1 o'clock. And I am one of the hosts of the Youth Bantaba, Mariama Cham. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic, which is very, very important and so dear to us. And as we always said that in the Youth Bantaba, we always discuss about crucial topics that are very related to our society. So today, that is the topic that we are going to discuss on, inshallah, later in the topic. Assalamu alaikum bokar no seta. Mundena jadi fadile nuyu wat ci benen aduma. Comme nañ leen ko baaxoo di leen ko defaree leen aduma bu jot. Fii si Gambian Talent Promotion on the Youth Bantaba show. ñu andil leen fi ay topic yu am solo ñu ko jànkuwanteel si biir société bi ba pare tamit xool naka lañ ko saafaraale so looloo tax tey ma toogal leen fi pour waxtaan ak yéen ak topic boobu noonu si kanam nag incha allah di ngeen gis tamit oumie. As I said, today our topic of discussion is going to center on apprenticeship. And when we talk about apprenticeship, we know that it starts from the age of 12 to 15, 16, 17, even to 20 something years. But then again, when we talk about apprenticeship, we are basically based on when it comes to children issue, because this is something that we thought it wise that it needs to be dealt with. Because when you go to the garage, when you go to several working areas that are dealing with this driver issues, you find children there. And sometimes children that are involved into this apprenticeship at a very tender age. And when you look at this apprenticeship, it goes on, it collides together with child labor, because when you talk about child labor, it is telling you that any abuse or harm that is trying to inflict pain to the child, sexually, emotionally, psychologically, and physically. And that is why it's the same as apprenticeship. Because if you go to the garage, as I said, you've seen some children that are at a very tender age and they say they are practicing this apprenticeship. And sometimes so many dangerous issues come across along their way. So that is why it is very important for us to talk to parents, government, and then civil service officers to also take note on this, in as much as children are trying to look for skills or better job to earn, but then also their protection is very, very important to us. Because sometimes these little kids that are involved into apprenticeship, at the end of the day, when you look at the good moral and value, it is lacking. And sometimes too, when it comes to our parents, they just tend to leave their children go for this apprenticeship without knowing the risks and the repercussion of this. Instead, they only after about the money. And this is something that we need to look at. Because you cannot send your child who is, let's say, 5, no, not even 5, but let's say 7 to 10 years, and you say that they shout at them, sometimes they beat them thoroughly, and sometimes you can even see some marks in their body. That is so detrimental, and it is not something that we call empowerment. Instead, they are trying to inflict pain to these young children. And then those are the kind of young children, when they grow up, they become abusive people in our society, they become rude people in our society, they will not know how to talk to their elders, and they think that whatever they said is right, which is very, very wrong. Working issue also is another cause with regards to children protection, because at the end of the day, they get influenced with their peers, whereby they will be like, okay, if I am a Tasali and all those stuff, at the end of the day, they involve themselves into these drugs. So when they involve themselves into these drugs, that's how they develop such habits and so on. At the end of the day, it might affect their health. And not only that, but one of the causes also, they might become drop out school. They will drop out from school. And then, because they are earning money from that, and with the little amount of money that they are getting from this apprenticeship, they tend to give it to their parents. And sometimes our parents need to be very careful with regards to how our children are earning money, because sometimes they are not even concerned about where they are getting the money. All what they are concerned about is let them give them the money so that they can at least try to settle down one thing or another, which is very wrong. You are trying to look at when it comes to the protection of the boy or even the girl child, which is very important. And in this case, they need to try to know the way. Then The parent has a role to play, the government has a role to play, whereas the society has a role to play. And when you looked at the children of 2005, it has clearly stated that no parent has the right to withdraw your child from school without the school for such kind of this reason. So in this case, they need to know that their children need to be educated, their children need to be empowered. But taking your children or by help, parce que tay so demé di nga gis xalé ndaw ci garage ñom ñoo nekk di dugal seen boppa ci yefi apparenté yi té soko sédlo ci yefi apparenté yi amna xalé bu ndaw yi nga xamné mënu ñoo xam sa naka la ñoo wéké seen client té lolu lu jara sétal la parce que té seen boss tamit dañ amul patience légui japp xalé di leen yubu di leen bundu xatal di leen saga di leen wax ay cadeau yu ñaaw té cadeau yoyu nonu xalé bi mom la mo jël mom mu fogné cadeau yoyu moy cadeau yi rafet te at the end of the day xale bi dafa nekk xale buy mag te xale bi tamit su demee ba mag façon jikko yooyu noonu la moo développe si boppam moo tax léegi booy yu ngay gis ñi nga xam ne dañ naxari deret wala nga waxal leen rek ñu yuuxu sa kaw mbaa ñi nga xam ne ñoom seen life yëpp xeex lañ ko jël teg sometimes buñ leen dee bileen wala ñu wane ki dafa réew parce que si yarin bi la ak ñu ñëwee parce que tey soo demee tey si garage dégg la waxuma ne nag ñu nekk si garage yëpp amuñ yar waaye tamit soo ko xayma foog naa ne bëri na trop ñi nga xam ne seen yar dafa des parce que léegi nga dem sax nga dugg si moto sax nekkaat apprenti sax mu ne la sista jox ma paas balaa ngaa wax sax mu yuxu sa kaw wala léegi nga ne ko apprenti o driver fii laay wàcca mu dem rombale la nga ne ko waaye driver yi fii laa la waxoon nga wàcc ma ne sista xanaa dama ko waroon a teel a wax te foog naa ne doomi aadama lu nekk soo ko def wala nga ko wax rek dafa war a ànd ak yar ak tey parce que nit ki soo buggee sa loxo set wala soo buggee lépp looy liggéey rek nga am si barke nga am si yàlla yar ak teggin dafa baax léegi sax nga gis apprenti yoo xam ne dañoo ñàkkaloo kersa yenn mag dafa bugg a dugg si moto sax ma ne daa toogee nii wala léegi nit break taxi sax nga xoolaat nga ne xaaral kii nu mel moom du dugg suma moto ak yooyu noonu loolu yëpp dañ ko war a bàyyi xel te xale yi tamit waajur yi dañ war a gën a bàyyi seen xel parce que jël sa doom ki nga xam ne mu ngi si fukki at ak juróom-ñaar nga ne moom dafa dem apprenti ya kooku lan la mun a jox weer bu dee parce que kooku du la mun a jox dépasse lu mu la mun a jox ay $50 $100 te xam nga ne loolu moom du la mun a am sobaay loolu du la mun a dundal at bi yëpp ba at bi jeex kon nag li nekk na loo xam ne lu jar a bàyyi xel la te dañ ko war a seetaat bu baax a baax parce que xale bi nga xam ne mutut ay cëram mutut nga nar koo bàyyi muy langaamu si biir moto yii at the end of the day su fa dee baa mu am fa accident su boobaa yow sa bopp yaay ñàkk te tamit yow yaay loru comme ni ma ko waxee woon as I said before Oumie will be a bit late and she's here in the studio so I will not do anything but to allow her to introduce herself and then give her take on the topic.
Thank you very much, Mariama, for that wonderful introduction with regards to topic of discussion today. When we discussed yesterday, what should I topic, and she was like, I think we should discuss about apprenticeship. I was really impressed because this is an issue that is going on in the Gambia, and everybody is silent about it, and people think it's not something that is necessary or it's something that is not important. But it's something that is important. If you look at apprenticeship in the Gambia, most of these people who do it are the minor ones are the ones doing it. And these people are not psychologically, emotionally, and physically matured to venture into apprenticeship. I think the law have stated the stage that a child should venture into apprenticeship. But with regards to that, I think the law needs to scrutinize this proper, because saying at the age of 12 somebody can venture into apprenticeship, I don't buy the idea, because you know some people are late developers and some people are early developers. Some people will get the age of 12 and they're still teen or they're still small and they don't have that physical appearance to venture into apprenticeship. And the other thing is, it is very risky for a child to venture into apprenticeship. At the age of 12, I believe what the child should be taught is to be at school, or even if the child is not interested in school, to find other careers. Even if the child is going to venture into apprenticeship, he or she needs to go into training, because we have seen currently in the Gambia, it's not only men who are venturing. But I I've not seen it, but I've heard my colleagues saying, if you bought a taxi or a van going to Lemon, I don't know, Tabokoto, there is also a female who has ventured into apprenticeship, which is really risky for them to do, because these kids or these children or these minors are the one who go outside there. They're exposed to things that they cannot accommodate at that end, and that is where they start smoking. That is where they start stealing. That is where they start this bad behavior.
That's apprenticeship, because as I said, this is some of the issues that we are trying to outline, or in fact we don't talk about it. The only thing that we are more concerned is child marriage, FGM, you know, and so many stuff. But apprenticeship, because as I said yesterday in the class, imagine a very young boy, very small boy, you know, involve yourself into this apprenticeship, and imagine how that big that vehicle is. That boy, even to give people, customers their change, he couldn't do it. Instead, he was so confused that people have to come and passengers have to come and say, boy, that they need to look at. You don't have to just look at your own interest, that you are earning money. And to some parents too. Because $50 for my what can that do for me?
And what baffles me more is some of these police officers who are there to protect or secure the rights and welfare of children, who are there to protect the people or the masses. Sometimes you see minors, they don't say anything about it, and these kids that are in the midst of adults, they learn anything that they hear from their bosses or they see their bosses do. When you a clear example is when you go to Tipagaras at the moment, you see young boys, young boys, you see them, some of them will start. I could remember there was a day not long ago, we were just going to school and we were to board a van to go to the school. One apprentice was just
imagine that. I mean, there is much to be done with regards to this, because this is so alarming, and this is really spoiling our society. Because that apprentice would also, from garage, he is going back to his area, his home. And when he go to his home, that is the same attitude that he is going to inflict to all other friends. Because they'll be like, hey, Simon, Thai boy, nee. And when he will be like, Alaji, no, I'm made for $100. But you will see the way he was driving. And sometimes, in the rainy season, so they do whatever they like.
And the most important thing also, Mariama, is you know what affair come lala mujur at the end of the day, come they are exposed to certain things that they should not be exposed to. Why nothing they say it's in health aspect. Say that when it comes to cleanliness, do they take bath?
Thank you.
Do they brush their teeth? Do they wash their clothes? Exactly. But sometimes I tell you, suma yon nekut si man what I am interested in mo nama jo halis mu ñew mu encaisser lolu moy lu important lu ci dess ma lolu nekut suma yon wala ñu tontu wante yena mag ci bir moto bi yo sa bop da nga am apprenti nga di tonat nga laaj ne yow ñaata at nga am I constantly do that sometimes and so len na ci ñom seen boba they find it funny why are you asking them their ages. So at the end of the day, they don't want to better because the parents in their force when you go outside there, when you want to find money to sustain the family. But law be statement a child cannot find a child cannot work for the family and a child cannot find income for the family.
No, it's very, very serious. Come on, come ahead. Parce que nga gis xale bu ndaw su defee ni boxataanam bi nga bëgg a dee su la laajee paas nga ne oh my god te yàlla bul dee daa gaay seen karaw yi surtout ñu dee def seen lox si ndaw yi nii tilim seen bu bay ñoo sol bu te bii xale bi bu mooy ndaw nga def si moom jikko yu baax yar ko si anam bi nga ko war a yar waaye dañ jël ko bàyyee ko mbedda bi yar moo tax na xolam yaay daf ne ku yaruwul si kër rek mbedda bi yar te su la mbedda bi yaree nag mooy nga am sa musiba parce que mbedda bi duñ la ne umi xam nga tey mun naa ñu ne he umi sa daala yi fii dafa xuppate bu dee next time bu ko solaa waaye kan si mbedda bi buñ la gisee sax yow sa mbuba bi am buna li nga wala waruloo jàngal métier waaye métier tam soo koo jàngal dafa am yoon dafa am ay sarta yi see war a teg because at the end of the day yow man dama dee wax ne ñi ne suñ dee xalaat dañ dee xalaat for today only dañ dee xalaat for the future te xale looy def si moom rek danga war a seet ëllëg because at the end of the day yow parent bi doo fi nekka ba abadan doo fi nekka ba
be aduna bi je wala ba aduna bi tukki yow sa stage nga am after sa stage sa doom bi tam dafa am stage because ku fi nekk dina dee te soo dee kenn ñaanu ko nag sa yaay mu wala sa mu teel loolu lañ wax sa doom day toog ak moom di am ak moom conversation sa doom fexeel mu ñime la ndax muy mun a génnee lu ko naxari si moom mu ko mun a wax waaye tey jii because of Mariama moom dafa start school mu dem ba grade 5 waaye nekku di pass exam déggal na bopp rek man de dama ko yóbbu mu dem si apparente ya wala ak ñu dee yóbbu seen doom yi ñuy dem jàngi nag daara wala dama ko dem yóbbu si dëkki àll bi mu dem jàngi daara léegi yow soo ko yóbbul ko ñu jàpp ko di ko toroxal di ko méttital di loolu dina tax doom bi yaru yow tey soo mën a yar sa doom wala nga dem si yoon xale sàcca gaara si Banjul ñu sàcca ñu duur la ba soo amee sans xëy na nga mucc si soo si amul sans ñu rey la si ba nga dee lan moo gën a métti loolu nag nga jur sa doom foo ko war a juree nga yar ko ba fu mu war a foo ko war a yere nga toog rek ñu caagee la ne génn te du sa borom bi moo ko jël wala mu ko police wala bés bu nekk ñu laa oo police kaay uyu sa doom moo def dafa métti si xol loolu
lu des sa dundin yow doo xamante yow lan ngaa jëriñ sa bopp ñu bëri ñoo lay gis nii tamit ñuy dox looloo ko dee waral moo tax naa respect dafa am solo léegoo-léegi démb la moto bi break am ki nga xam ne moom ndeysaan agité la mu taxaw maanaam ko war disability si angal mu taxaw break moto driver bi nii driver bi ne apparemment ma ne kaan dem ci dafa wis suñ taay loolu la driver bi jëlee moto bi rek dem yow imaginal loolu just imagine
ko dal mun na ko
te tey driver ko bugg a jot rek su dee raw na la tey mun ngaa dem suñu Facebook nga log in mun ngaa dem YouTube mun ngaa dem Wazi TV WhatsApp sax soo demee di nga ko fa gis moom daal moom bépp xeeti channel bi nga xam ne wala bépp xeeti media outlet bi nga xam ne rek bugg nga faa seetaan suñu programme boo demee click Youth Bantaba Show on Gambian Talent Promotion
or even advocates. We're doing tremendous job. We're doing good. We're doing fine. We're doing great. We're really trying. Hunger. We're doing more effort to see to it that the rights of children are protected from all forms of abuse and violation. While we're taking with new advocates, we have very reaching out to the public, telling them, discussing with them issues that affect their people, issues that affect. At the end of the day, a different organization is one plan, organization be second plan. You just sing ball and you ball it together. Gambia woman all these issues, but at least minimize. You know what? The issue of FGM, a child marriage. To be honest, we have been in advocacy field for a very long time, and I'm not saying this out of just words, but these are things that we have experienced or we are still experiencing. People are using like I am an advocate. You you ask yourself, what has she done? So many things. You go I flagging or I titling you saw when I talk. Key man gina yaga si film man ma ko gina definitely man ma ko gina experience and then suñ demone practical man ma joxe presentation sa man ma ko mun why yet or still people are not looking into these issues. So I believe it's a cause for concern and people really have to wake from their sleep and know that these are issues that affect the public and we need to talk about it.
Yeah. Oumie, what you said is very, very true and it is very right. Because as I always said, whatever you're doing, let your...
Yes, we're tired.
Because we are tired and then this is something that we love doing. We have been into the media. I mean, even though if we are not getting anything out of it, but then the passion and the love and I don't even know, I'm even out of word as to how to construct this and say. But this is telling you the real in you that these are people that we call patriotic citizens. That you don't just wait for people to come and give you money or for people to come and go and look for donor for you. You have to struggle for it.
It is really funny when some organizations just come into individual and then you say I'm advocating for FGMC, this should stop, and you go to their houses, you look into their community, people are practicing FGMC but they are not reported. Their families are practicing FGM, they are not reported. So it means we are not genuine to the work, we are not being honest to ourselves. At the end of the day, if you go outside there and tell people not to do it, I believe you should be able to stand. Do do it. But they
time you tune onto radios and you hear people speaking in, you know, some elderly people, they were like, hey, yo, tune on my radio, and this is something that has been happening to us. Then you start neck and was radio the doors in English, and they got a parliament, tune on my radio. So, after the info, you just has come sister part, if you touch here, you touch here, so that everything will be like, aha, wow. Sometimes if they have jola, pull. Because if I am 12 years old, supposed to go to school, instead going for denied from that, and then go to apprenticeship. At the end of the day, physically, I might not be mature to join the apprenticeship. Mentally too, it's out of it. And then psychologically. So you see, instead of for me to go to school, hold my book, and in this whole summer, instead of for them to go for summer classes, they are not doing it. They are at this apprenticeship. And
at the end of the day, you're balancing this two. So, wala nga pare, di nga na yung sa papador ka haw nga ni saya, wala, even sa may financial difficulties with regards to your schooling, di nga muna fail sa boka. Why if the fa-fake ka na nga ang determination ni, nga hamlo la fa you, nga hamlo bugar, nga def ko yar, nga def ko akiyar, aktegin. Because so, see the other side of the world, may na mo.
Umi dafa mel ni sa daanaka waxtu bi en na si ndom li
Léegi ñu wax rek ñu ko
waaw léegi waaw ñu wax naka lañ ko saafaraale mooy ne waajur yi ñu bàyyi seen xel bu baax a baax kenn waxu ne bul yóbbu sa doom bi yëfi apprenti yaa
wala moom xelam si yëfi apprenticeship la bëgg la nekka nga génne ko nga yóbbu ko nga jàngal leen tam seen diina ñu jàngal leen respect ñu yar leen ñu won leen kan ak kan lañu war a respect ne dañ war a teey ne soo giidee si mbedd bi da nga war a def nànka say wax ak ki la mag nga war a def nànka nga driver tamit bàyyi seen ñu gisee ne xale bi mu ngi def da nga xam ne naka sudu noonu la ñu wax ko ñu oo ko ñu wax ko nete nit ki noo su dee ku am kersa la ku am